Hello everyone, greetings of the day. Today we have to discuss on the Unit 1 topic indenting on food production operation second year. Scope. What is indent and indenting? Principles of indenting for volume feeding. How does standard recipes helps in indenting? Factors affecting indenting. Portion size of various items for different types of volume feeding, modifying recipes for indenting for large scale catering, practical difficulties while indenting for volume feeding. Introduction. Indent. Order for goods. Under specific condition of sales, the acceptance of which by the suppliers or the agent constitutes a contract for sales. Indent is a document stating that the requirements of food or the goods with the quality or the quantity required along with its specification. It is sent to the store department which is turns procures the items and dispatch the same to the departments on the day specified. Indenting. Indenting is similar to a requisition which is used as interdepartmental documents and in which we indent or summarize the quantity of the ingredient while making a standard recipes and standard purchase specification. The success of any food service operations is dependent on how the raw ingredients are procured, processed, cooked, and then served to the customers to generate profit. For volume feeding or for volume catering establishments, the principles of indenting would be based on the number of people an establishment is catering. Principles of indenting for volume feeding. Number one, yield of the product. The yield of a particular commodity has a huge impact on the indenting for volume. All the recipes should be updated with the yield as we need to indent for the net weight in a recipe and not for the usable weight. Types of event. The type of event for which the food is required also plays a major role in the indenting of food. When the variety is more, the quantities consumed will be comparatively less as most of the guests would like to taste most of the varieties. Regional influences. Regional food also plays an important role in deciding the indenting for a particular item. People from Bengal would love to eat seafood while people from North India would prefer chicken. Number 4. Service style. The style of service, whether buffet or a la carte, also determines the indenting and portion size of a dish. How does standard recipe helps in indenting? A standard recipe is a set of written instructions used to consistently prepare known quantity and quality of food and produce a product that is close to identical in taste, color, texture. The details, specific and precise, indicates exact yields and portion size to be cooked and served. The main advantages of using standard recipes are a well-tried recipe ensures a consistently good finished product. It controls our portion size, which is very important in costing a dish. It is easy to determine the food cost on a or of a particular dish. It simplifies the pricing of a particular dish. It reduces the possibility of error. Using standardized recipe provides many advantages include consistency, food quality, consistent nutrient content, increased employee confidence, reduced record keeping, Successful completion of state or federal reviews, food cost control, inventory control, labor cost control, predictable yield, and customer satisfaction. Factors affecting indenting: portion size, days of function, types of menu, which menu you are following, a la carte, table d'hôte, party menu, which menu, types of service, silver service, buffet service, American service, pre-plated, which one, number of snacks offered, availability of ingredient, is it which season you are doing it, choices of dessert provided, selling price of the menu, past stock and closing stock, type of guest, that's a age group, religion, etc. Number of person or pets to be fed or feed, based on what is the type of event or function. Number of item or choices provided on the menu. Number of non-vegetarian item on the menu and its vegetarian alternatives. Whether or not Indian bread is there or only rice is included. Portion size of various items for different types of volume feeding. A portion size is the amount of each food that are supposed to eat during a meal. Prices of the food on a menu are based on the size of the meal. There are many factors that influence the portion size of the food. That is, number one, types of establishment. Food of airlines will be controlled in terms of portion as per to an a la carte order. Heavy worker takes a bigger portion. Children take less food. Types of catering will be the example of the will be the best example of such kind. Number two is the types of menu. Portion size of thali is small as compared to a la carte. Bulk cooking may produce less quantity uh, as there are many dishes are served together. Number three, quantity of commodities. The quantity of the supply available and prices of commodities in the market also plays a vital role in portioning and pricing. Continuation on portion size of various items. Yield of a product. The yield of a particular commodity has a huge impact on the indenting for volume. All the recipes should be updated with the yield as we need to indent for the net weight in the recipe and not for the usable weight. Types of event. The types of event for which the food is required also plays a vital role in the indenting of food. When the varieties is more, the quantities consumed will be comparatively less as most of the guests would like to taste the varieties. Regional influences. Regional food also plays an important role in deciding the indenting for a particular item. People from Bengal would love to eat seafood, while from the north people would love to or prefer chicken. Service styles, whether buffet or a la carte, also determines the indenting and portion size of the dish. Portion size of various items for different types of volume feeding. Portion control. Portion control means the amount of size of a portion of food to be served. Methods of monitoring portion control, comparing the requisition of each department with the issues, preparing food under the direct supervision, ordering the right quantity, by checking the service of food, by sales analysis. Purpose of portion control: to ensure fair portion of food, to control waste, to ensure standard costing. Portion size continuation. Portion size techniques are aids to control portions. Use right equipment for right portion. Example, automatic portion control equipment, tea dispenser, coffee making machines and milk dispenser, etc. Utensils used in portion control: ladle, small scale, serving spoon, pie dish, etc. Number C, Serving dishes that helps in portion control, that is a glasses, cups, sundae glass, entree dishes, etc. Number two is a portion size. Portion size varies from organization to organization. Visual aids, a portion control sheet can be used for posting various item of food or complete dishes. Standardized recipe, it provides all necessary information for portion size. Portion size of various items continuation. Here are a few examples or a few dishes or raw materials are been listed below. 1 kg of salad can serve to 15 to 20 portion. Lamb, mutton, fish can be served to 6 to 8 portion dry, and curry gravy will be 8 to 10 people. Chicken 5 portion for curry, 4 portion for butter chicken. Vegetables 6 to 8 portion dry, 8 to 10 portion for gravy. Paneer 14 portion, paneer plus vegetable 15 to 18 portion. Dal 25 to 30 portion, rice 8 to 10 portion. Rice with bread will be 20 portion. Curd for raita will be 15 to 20 portion. Dough made with 1 kg of flour gives fulka 30 numbers, tandoori roti 12 to 14 numbers, paratha 12 to 14 numbers, Malabar paratha, Rumali roti, naan gives you the yield of 10 numbers, puri or luchi will give you 55 to 60 numbers. Portion size of various item continuation. Dessert made with 1 liter of milk, rabri will give you 4 portion. Kesari kheer will give you 4 to 6 portion. Doodh pak will give you 6 portion. Payas will give you 8 portion. Payasam will give you 8 to 10 portion. Firni will give you 5 portion. What is yield? Yield management and the standard yield. Yield in culinary terms refers to how much you will have a finished or processed product professionally, or a professional recipe should always state a yield. For example, a tomato soup recipe may yield 15 liters and a muffin may yield 24 muffins. Yield can also refers to the amount of usable product after it has been processed, peeled, cooked, butchered. Yield management is an integral part of a food cost control as it gives you the idea of how much quantity of raw materials would be used to prepare a particular food item. The raw food materials should be ordered and purchased, keeping the yield of the items in mind. A standard yield is the yield obtained when an item is processed as per the particular standard methods of preparations, cooking and portioning of an establishment. Importance of yield. Yield testing and yield factors are important for an establishment for the following function: to determine product pricing, to set purchase specification and receiving standard, to forecast purchase quantity and ordering levels, establishing standard recipes and portion size, for setting control standards, comparisons of vendors' prices and quality, monitoring the uses of raw materials. Factors that are involved in yield testing: purchase weight and the usable weight. Purchase weight. The weight of the raw material are as purchased to a non-standard and as per specification. Usable weight. That weight of the item that is available for cooking or further processing after all the unusable and inedible parts are removed. Mainly applied to meat, fish and poultry, and in some cases to fruits and vegetables. Modifying recipes for volume catering. Modifying a recipe for volume catering would encompass many other things apart from just changing the quantities on a standard recipe card. The recipes would also be modified on the types of operations. Guidelines on the modification of a recipe for volume caterings are listed below. Particulars and modification. Recipe. The recipes are made on the basis of 50 portions so that it is easy to calculate how many times the recipe should be multiplied to cater to numbers of guests. Equipments. The selection of equipments plays an important role for the volume catering. Large banquet prefers to put the food in gastronomic tray and arrange in large convection oven that one can reheat the food or even cook. Method of cooking. Method of cooking is modified for bulk food. Most sauces and gravies are prepared in advance. For making flavored rice, tadka is mixed with pre-cooked rice. Services. The dishes made for a volume catering should be presented in a way that is easy and quick to serve. Practical difficulties while indenting for volume feeding. The perishability of produce food, whether raw or cooked, is a perishable commodity and has a limited life or a shelf life. The caterer therefore has to ensure that he or she buys product or a produce in correct quality and quantity in relations to estimated demand, and that is correctly stored and processed. Number two, the unpredictability of the volume of business sales instability is typical of most catering establishments. This causes basic problems with regards to the quantities of commodities to be purchased and prepared as well as to the satisfying requirement. The staffing requirement. Number three, the unpredictability of the mixed menu. To add the caterer's problem is the fact that in order to be competitive and to satisfy a particular market, it is often necessary to offer a wide choice of menu items to the customer. Number four, departmentalization. Many catering establishments have several production and service department offering different products and operating under different policies. The coordinations between such departments becomes a challenge in itself. Continuations on practical difficulties. The short cycle of a catering operation, the speed at which catering operation takes place relative to many other industry allows little time for many control tasks. Uneven yield. The yield of many ingredients varies considerably during preparations and production of food in different occasions. Non-availability of some ingredients in the market leads to ensure on other food items in the menu. It is very difficult to predict with 100% accuracy with the number of people, their likes and dislikes, eating habits, diets, etc. People eat in varies proportion. A large number of people have to be fed in a limited time. Chef has to work within the tight budget and yet has to meet the high expectation of customers. Thank you very much.